There you go. Yes, welcome to Extra Step, everyone. You're here with your favorite people in the world. Okay?
And Derwin, how's everyone doing today?
My dog, you hear the track? Brooklyn just going hard. They went hard. I love it.
They really did. They went all in.
Oh, man.
It was a very interesting few hours of the beginning of free agency, I'll say that. As soon as 6 o'clock went off, my phone was just, I was like, oh, shit.
I was just like, yo, this is not real.
Yeah,
this is
at first I thought it was a joke. I was like, no, this guy can't be going there.
No, I thought there was just too much rumors, and then boom, you hear on his IG account called the boardroom.
The boardroom, yeah.
He announced that he was going to be at the Brooklyn Nets, 4-year contract.
But he beat
168.
So he announced that at 6 o'clock. But I think at 4 o'clock, Woj had dropped his Woj bomb, and it had basically said that Brooklyn Nets had signed 3 players.
Yep.
All 3 caliber, nice players. 2 of them were going to be the top 2 out of the top 10 free agency. So
and I gotta give a quick shout out. I know they don't ask for it, but League Alerts. Shout out to y'all. I've been following you guys. They've been keeping us updated with everything that's been going on. First, as much as I love Woj is great, but they've been beating him to it. So shout out to y'all, and keep posting stuff as we will be looking forward to the rest of the free agency. But let's talk about what's happened so far. Some big moves. I think the East is getting
the East got super good overnight.
It fixed up quick. So I want to talk about Brooklyn right off the get go with you. What do you think? Like, give me your inside feel, man.
So I'll talk a little bit more. Because Brooklyn is one of my Derwinners. So in that segment, I'll talk a little bit more. But just to talk about Brooklyn, it was a little bit of a shock at first. But the rumors were very clear that if wherever Kyrie was going, it seemed like Kevin Durant was going to follow him. Yeah. And Brooklyn didn't want to make any sort of contract negotiations with Kyrie if Kevin Durant wasn't right there with him. So a little bit of a shock at first. Obviously, Kevin's not going to play next season, so the East for sure that way will be interesting.
I will say this: Brooklyn definitely went out there and swung for the fences.
Oh yeah, no.
As they said, you know what, we're going to get 2 stars in a big market, and just the fact they got those 2. And let's be real, they've been talking all year.
Yeah,
like dead ass. They've been talking. Oh, you see, I'm talking like I'm from Brooklyn now. Like they've been. At the All-Star game, I don't know if y'all was seen in the hallway when they were talking. Yeah. That's bull. I don't want to hear Kyrie say, oh, we want to talk. You were talking. You don't go in a hallway and then with your lips reading saying, let's go team up kind of nonsense.
And then say they have 2 max contracts. And then apparently the day after when the media coverage was back in everybody's city, so obviously in Kyrie's city of Boston, he was very defensive about it. Yeah. He said, oh, if 2 people were in the hallway just randomly talking, no one would question. Obviously not, Kyrie. They're not big free agency. Like, they're not 2 players that are going to enter free agents, obviously. And if you're going to be so, I thought it was a little bit, animated the way he was talking. Like, oh, we're going to team up.
Kyrie's a baby. And you saw how he was in Boston. This boy was just straight up every time.
I also want to say, before we talk about Kyrie being a baby, I also want to talk about when Kevin Durant won MVP for the All-Star game this season, there was one player that stayed back to listen to the speech. Kyrie Irving. Everybody else left, except for the media team, obviously, and reporters or whatever. The only player that was on the All-Star game that stayed to listen to Kevin Durant talk about winning the MVP for the All-Star game
was his boyfriend, Kyrie.
So I thought that way it's kind of obvious that.
Hey, well
these two guys are going to team up.
We could now call Kyrie Byrie now. So since he's in Brooklyn, he got that B on his name, and we all know he's a low-key.
I mean, now he's played for 2 of the Atlantic teams, so
Hey, he's doing his thing, man, and you know what? Shout out to them. I think they're going to make some noise going forward. But another team that really impressed me in the same division was the Celtics.
Yeah,
I think Kemba Walker to the Celtics is a big, big thing. I know a lot of people don't want to care about it. But Kemba on the Celtics, it's a big upgrade. That is, you're having the same system with a more established guard, a much better leader, and now you allow your three forwards, right? You got Jaylen Brown, you got Jason Tatum, you got Gordon Hayward that can now mesh together properly because they don't have an ego there just talking all that nonsense in the ears. So I like what they did. They both up. They got Enes Kanter as well. That was pretty dope.
Yeah, well, to replace Al Horford.
Right.
Obviously, you can't really replace a player like Al Horford with Enes Kanter. But
yeah, no.
But like going back to what you said about Boston, I think it's a perfect system for Brad Stevens. We've seen what Brad Stevens does with point guards that aren't not only able to score but are able to facilitate as well. If you go back to 2016 2017 with that Isaiah Thomas team. I mean, the star power wasn't that great. Yeah. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals for a reason, right?
It's true. No, it's true.
And that's because like Isaiah Thomas played the most ridiculous a 5'8" player could play.
Like, I'm just, the Boston's just doing the whoa on everybody. Real talks in the NBA. They caught people sleeping, and I think they're going to be a contender going forward.
Absolutely.
Another team in the Atlantic Division that, in my opinion, did make some decent moves, but did not make moves that they should have, was the New York Knicks. As usual, Crystal, I know you're watching now. Sucks to be you. You Knicks fans, it sucks. It sucks. I don't give a damn about them. They've screwed up.
It's beyond sad. Like how, the word a joke of an NBA franchise is starting to take the word Knicks right beside it.
Straight up.
Because what they did, they traded away Porzingis like it was nothing.
None.
Right? Like they just got rid of him.
Whack.
Because apparently they didn't have the cap space to offer a player a max deal. Then free agency hits. And then we learned that they didn't even offer Kevin Durant a max deal.
So what are you doing?
Why would they trade away Porzingis?
James Dolan.
And you lost on Zion. So what the hell are you guys thinking out there?
Yo, James Dolan.
Look at this city right beside you. Look at what they did. They went out and they're like, nope, we're going to get these two free agents, and we're going to give them max money. I don't know what the Knicks were thinking.
Hold on, watch it.
It seems like every year it's just the Knicks.
I'm James Dolan. Hey, Kevin Durant, what's up? I heard you want to come to New York with Kyrie. Oh, you want the max? Nah, bro, I can't give you the max because, you only got 2 finals MVPs, 2 rings. I can't give you that. Oh, you don't want to come no more? Oh, okay. We're just going to go get Julius Randle.
Bobby Portis. Bobby Portis. And Taj Gibson. They got 3 power forwards. For what?
No, okay.
So they can add them together and make them look like Zion.
I'll give them some credit. All right? I'll give them some credit. Julius Randle is not a boy to play with.
Okay, that's
he can hoop. If their starting lineup looks like this,
the old Taj Gibson, defensive
stopper, but he's a veteran big that can come there and help groom those guys.
Bobby Portis is super young still. So,
right, but you can start him at the 5 or keep Mitchell Robinson at the 5. Then you have Julius Randle at the 4. Now you have Kevin Knox at 3, RJ Barrett at the 2, and then Dennis Smith, and then Payton as your backup 1. So honestly, the Knicks did some. I'll give them credit. As much as I hate the Knicks and I hate Knicks fans, they did a little bit of work. Please be aware of this team next season. I think they'll start annoying teams in the Atlantic Division, a.k.a. probably driving us crazy in Toronto, but that's okay. They ain't going to do nothing else. They ain't doing shit. The next team I know you're excited to talk about is Memphis.
Yeah,
Right? So a little bit in the West now.
We'll go to the West now. So the reason, I think the main thing about Memphis, what I really liked was that first they got rid of their 2 cornerstones of their franchise. One during the season and one after the season. One, obviously, Marc Gasol and then Mike Conley. I think what a lot of people slept on was how this rebuild in Memphis was going to look. Were they going to tear the whole thing apart or just rebuild by part? By trading away your 2 cornerstones, you made it very clear, hey, we're looking to rebuild completely. And then what they did with the Andre Iguodala deal, they fleeced Golden State. Because what most people don't know, they said at the time when the trade happened, they said a pick or a conditional pick with Andre Iguodala.
Yeah.
When the trade officially happened, 3 first-round draft picks. And the 23, 24, and 25 draft. That's crazy.
Finesse.
That's literally what it was. Golden State wanted to get rid of cap space.
Yeah.
And Memphis said, all right, we'll take him. And now they're going to buy him out. So that's even...
But the Warriors did it for good reason though. Who they get?
They got D'Lo.
Okay, so they got a team that can compete.
My only thing is that you don't know what's gonna happen in 4 or 5 years, right? That's a lot of picks you have to give up.
Listen, I think what the Warriors are trying to do here, and I can see your plan, Bob Myers. I get what you're doing. You're trying to keep a competitive team now with a young star, but you're not gonna let this team stay the same because what they're gonna do is they're gonna let D'Lo and Steph play this season out. If Clay comes back in the playoffs, he comes back. After this season, I expect D'Lo to get traded somewhere else. not because he's bad or anything.
And then next season it will also be Draymond's free agent.
Right, and they need to clear up cap space. So I can see D'Lo being out, which helps them out and keeps their core together going forward.
At least those 3 players.
And you know what? They'll get a lot back for D'Lo. I give Bob Myers some credit. You know what? It was smart. It was smart what you did. It was risky, but it was a little smart. I know a couple small markets teams, you know, the Kings and the Suns did a little bit. I really like what the Suns did with Ricky Rubio.
Yeah,
They did a smart move.
That was literally all they were missing.
Yeah,
I thought they were just missing that point guard that could facilitate, maybe hit a couple shots here and there. They need to be a scoring point guard.
He can't shoot.
Can't shoot. He can't. He just
he can't shoot.
He can't. No, you're right. But I've noticed in the clutch at least, and when games are on the line, the ball somehow finds Ricky Rubio and he knocks down the shot. 2 years ago in Toronto, when he was a member of the Timberwolves, he came here. Ball got swung. The person that was open was Ricky Rubio. He hit that shot, no questions asked. So I think that was a big fit for them.
Yeah, I know, because they needed someone to run that offense. Absolutely. Devin Booker's their scorer. They need a guy that could, be that general. But hey, you get in this position. They got a young piece. They got a couple young pieces there. They got to sign back Kelly Oubre. Yeah, they don't sign him back, they're gonna be in trouble. They need to bring him back, and I think that team can make a little bit of noise at the bottom of the West, as they always will be.
I think Phoenix is probably one of those teams where they'll probably get a 9-10 seed, and then the following year they'll come back and they'll be one of those teams that, hey, they were right on the verge of getting into the playoffs. Now they know what they need to do a little bit harder.
Yeah.
And you've seen teams in the last couple of years. Utah did it, Denver did it. They'll finish 9th or 10th the year, and then the following year, look at Denver. Last year they were the 9th seed. This year they finished 2nd. So
now this is a little random, and I know you never really talked on it because let's be real. We thought this would have been handled. DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh
man, what's going on with this guy? I understand the man was hurt. Mm-hmm. I get it that he got hurt in the first round, came back in the finals, limp. He was a little limp, he's coming back from his acute injury. But I'd have thought a team would have signed him. Now I know who should sign him. Who do you think should sign him?
I don't really have a team on my mind. It seems like he wants to go where the money is right now, and I can't blame the guy. But from what the reports have been talking about, it doesn't seem like teams are willing to give him that 4-year max deal. Or even a 3-year deal. I heard teams were looking at me 1 year is all we're gonna give you, and it's probably gonna be less than $10 million. So for him, I'm not sure if he'll take that deal.
You know what? He'll take that deal less money if it's Toronto, because I think Toronto can let him know. Listen, if we get back Kawhi, you can come here win a ring. And then you could go off, get your dollars. You'll be healthy. Load management. Look what we did for Kawhi, my dog. Don't you want them dollars? Come play for us.
The only thing is if we get DeMarcus, then we lose Danny.
No. Sign him for a mid-level and let him know, dog, you ain't worth jack. You want to win a ring? Come here. Why would he take a mid-level contract from any other team if he's trying to get dollars? If I'm going to get a shitty contract, I'm going to go and win somewhere.
No, you're right, but that's what I'm trying to say is I don't think he's looking, because he tried that last year and it didn't work. He went to the one team.
He's a guy worth $30 million.
Yeah.
He's worth that. He's not getting it this year, so he has to go somewhere to win. If I'm Boogie, I sign one more year, I go somewhere that can take care of me well, and I go and relax my body, calm down, and be all right, load management, Toronto, be blessed. I think realistically he'll end up going to the Miami Heat, which have said they're kind of interested in him. He's kind of interested in them as well.
Well, they lost their center, so yeah.
Right, and they could use a center. I think him and Jimmy Butler would be a nice little mix-up. But we'll talk on that a little later. Trust me, it's going to be nice when we talk about it later. But anyways, I want to get to the Kawhi watch.
Okay.
Kawhi, what you doing, dog? What's happening? We got 3 teams that want you. It's it's a lovely team, Toronto, that wants you, and then you got
the
Clippers and the Lakers. Who do you think he's going to? And don't be biased.
Obviously,
don't be biased.
I honestly want to see him in the Raptors.
Don't be biased.
Bro, why am I being biased? Let him come back for 1-2 years, whatever it is. We'll run it back. We'll repeat his champs. Shit.
I'm going to be that jackass. As much as I want him back, go to L.A. Go to the Lakers.
I mean, I get it.
He's part of the greatest team to ever walk on the face of earth. If you're not coming back here, at least do me that favor and go to the Lakers and be on that team that is great. be on that team because you'll win. If he goes to the Lakers,
he'll have to change his game up so much. He won't be that same player. How dominant was he in Toronto? There was literally times when the man looked like Superman. But if you're playing beside another man who already proved to the NBA world that he can be Superman at sometimes, he's just not going to look the same.
Stop. What did Kyrie and LeBron do against the Warriors? 41-41?
Okay.
41-41. 41-41.
So did they have Anthony Davis on that team? Did Kevin Love show up during that finals? No.
Hey, he didn't. Come on. AD needs to be the new Chris Bosh.
Bro, that's ridiculous.
It's Kawhi and LeBron. Hey, if I'm AD, I'm like, all right, I'll just wait. I'll wait till I'm 28 and I'll just dominate then. It's going to be my team anyways. It's going to be my team. Kawhi be on the downfall. Let those two run the show. Why not? LeBron's getting old. LeBron wants to play with his son. He wanted to play with Kawhi, so it feels like he's playing with his son. He wants somebody younger to come do all the work. Kawhi has no problem doing that because Kawhi is that bad of a man. I'm just saying if he doesn't come to Toronto, go to the Lakers. Don't go to the Clippers. Do not go to the Clippers.
It didn't seem like he was going to go to the Clippers anyway. I think he just wanted to go to Los Angeles because that's where obviously he's from.
He's home.
But growing up, ask him who was he a fan of. The Lakers. He loved the purple and gold.
Of course.
You can't blame him.
Yeah, he did. What you saying no to us for?
No.
Yeah.
He grew up watching
Michael?
AI.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. No, you're not wrong. He's right.
Yeah,
but what we're talking about is his favorite team growing up was...
Listen, you don't call for a meeting with Magic Johnson unless that's your idol. You don't meet with Magic that's not working for the Lakers no more unless that's your idol. You want to talk to the man that rocked the purple and gold the best because that's his idol. Yeah, he loved AI. I know a lot of people that love AI. But where's AI? Where is he? Someone call him for me. I can't find him.
I'm also trying to think when AI was at the peak of his career. Kawhi was like what, 12, 10?
I don't business on that.
Right? So like, I'm like when Philadelphia was a good team, the Lakers were as good.
If he loved AI so much, he'd have been a Sixer right now. But I guess that didn't happen. So
well, no, he gotta hit a shot against them.
Yeah, that's true. You end up hitting a shot on them. Actually, that's a little tough. I think it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, some things happen. I know recently some news came out. Is that he finished meetings with the Lakers and Clippers.
Yeah.
He's going to meet with Toronto, so we'll see what happens after that meeting. We might talk on that a little bit later. But I really want to get into this discussion because I love getting arguments with you because it's fun for me. And I want to talk about the top four in each conference. What is your top four in each conference?
Okay.
And give me two sleepers, one or two sleepers if you can.
Okay, so I have a couple teams that I chose.
We'll start with the West first.
We'll start with the West, okay? Yeah. Obviously, the four teams I chose because they already made moves. I think one of them still needs to make.
And make sure you go 1 to 4. Can you? Can give me that?
I could try that.
You can try
okay.
See how you feel with it.
So I'm gonna go. So in the West, it's probably gonna be Denver, Portland, Los Angeles, Utah. That's the Lakers when I say Los Angeles, by the way. The reason I put the Lakers so far down is because if there's one thing that I've learned about LeBron, he doesn't care about the regular season. He won't. He wants to finish top 4 so he can get home court advantage for most of the playoffs at least. And then when the playoffs start, he just turns it on. We've seen that. Denver is 1 year removed from Game 7 against Portland.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'll give them a little bit of credit. I just wish they could do something more. Maybe add another player. But we'll see if that happens. Portland added a big in Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah.
I wasn't in love with the move, but I didn't really hate it either. Just because they don't have Yusuf Nurkic for however long. Probably during the season he comes back, and even if he comes back, he's not going to be the same player. So let's rely on Hassan Whiteside to be your shot blocker, to be that pick and roll player that Damian Lillard loves. And then Utah, they made a couple quiet moves. Obviously, they picked up Mike Conley.
Yeah.
We were on the show actually. They made that trade, and then they also got Boyan. What's his name? From Indiana.
Boyan Bogdanovic.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, white boy.
That white
boy. Chuta.
Yeah, I mean, in Indiana, he really did play well for them. So I think in Utah, he's just gonna add another piece to them.
Straight up.
And he's just gonna be the offensive weapon for Donovan Mitchell.
Who's your wild cards though?
My 2 wild cards in the West, I'm gonna go. So the team that finished 9th this year was Sacramento. They didn't really do too much. They kind of bolstered their depth chart. They added players like Corey Joseph, to play behind De'Aaron Fox. Some little stuff here and there. So I think they could be that team that could take that next step into the playoffs.
Yeah.
And Dallas. We'll see how well Porzingis comes back. Obviously, it's an ACL tear. Most players don't come back the same. They still have Luka Doncic. Obviously, he's gonna be one of the better players of our era. So I want to see what they do together. But it's also about how well Porzingis comes back.
This boy said Dallas.
And shout out to my boy Justin Jackson. He's in Dallas too. That's why.
I don't give a damn who he is in Dallas. You said that. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all my top 4 and my wild card. So at number 1 seeded, the Los Angeles Lakers. LeBron James ain't having that. He's got AD and Kuzma there. Let's not forget the man's there.
Yeah.
That team is going to give teams work. And if anything we understand about basketball and from our loving team in Toronto and how to win a championship, a strong front court is a winning front court. At number 2, I'm going to go Denver. I think they're going to repeat the same thing. Mike Malone's a great coach. He understands that system. Jamal Murray, he accepts the system. Michael Porter Jr.
Congrats to
him winning the coach. No, he didn't win coach.
No. Congrats to Jamal Murray for his 5-year.
Yeah, he got a little payday too. But
he's the highest paid Canadian, by the way, in the NBA.
But listen, they're gonna be a nice team. I think Portland will be the 3rd seed with Whiteside. I think they're going to give a little bit of more work now. They got that defensive big that they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Then Utah at number 4. I think their offense is going to be off the chain. I wouldn't be shocked if they hop Portland and become a 3rd seed in this conference because they got Mike Conley, they got Devin Mitchell. Devin Mitchell. Yo, man, they got a whole bunch.
They still have the 2.
They got snipers.
Yeah.
And then my two wild cards is going to be the Pelicans and OKC. OKC is still a team that should be feared. They got Paul George coming back. Remember the band say, yo, I got healthy shoulders. I got them, little lean with it. He's about to hit them with that folk and it'd be unstoppable. MVP candidate again. And then Westbrook, he needs to redeem himself. I think that team's really ready to go. And then the Pelicans, let's be real. Lonzo Ball knows how to win. With Zion, you don't want to deal with that. So I think they're a sleeper. I think they're going to do a lot better than everyone thinks. But honestly, that's... What?
So you're saying they're a playoff team then?
Yeah! Whitey bum, Lonzo should not be slept on. I've been telling people this since he got drafted. People have been laughing at me. He's in the right system with the right players. You got Zion that's ready to go with you, who's not an egotistic man. He's ready to be a team player. That team's going to make noise. And David Griffin, my dog, GM of the year next year, guaranteed. Yeah. So let's get to the East now, because I know things will get a little interesting there. What's your top 4 and your wild cards?
So Toronto, if they sign back Kawhi, should finish number 1. Even if they finish number 2, I don't really give a shit. Milwaukee, they lost Malcolm Brogdon, but they still have a pretty decent team. They re-signed Brook Lopez. Yeah. And Robin Lopez, which I don't understand why. And then they re-upped on Chris Middleton. So it seems like Giannis is going to still lead that team. I don't know about 60 wins this year, but probably 50 for sure.
They'll get a couple.
After that, I'm going to go Boston at the 3rd seed. Kemba is going to add another fuel to their fire with Tatum, Brown, and Hayward. There's just going to be more offensive gifts for them to be able to win games,
Yeah.
And lastly, I'm going to go Indiana, actually. Last year, I felt, or like this season, I felt that they could have finished top 4, maybe even top 3. But obviously, after Victor Oladipo's injury, you lose that, right? You lose like a player like that. It's not easy. But I think that they're gonna be a nice team. Sorry, who did Indiana add?
Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah. So they added Malcolm Brogdon, and then we have Victor Oladipo. Now you're gonna have 2 guards that are both ball dominant, but work as a system because they don't really have that 1 or 2. Oh, am I a 1 or 2? They're both guards. Like that's it.
He's not healthy yet.
I know. Like he
tore his ACL. It's a good pick. It's a good pick.
And then my sleepers are. I was gonna put Brooklyn as a top 4, but because they don't have Kevin Durant this year, and you don't know how that team's gonna be for chemistry wise at first, because now they have to integrate a new leader from D'Lo to Kyrie. There's gonna be a little bit of change. They'll still make playoffs. I just don't see them a top 4 team.
Yeah.
And then my next team is Jimmy Butler's new team, the Miami Heat. They've always been that team that just sneaks into the playoffs. No one really says anything about them, but somehow, they take their group of misfits, make the playoffs, and then they give, in the first round, they always give the team a hard time. Look at what they did to Philadelphia a couple of years ago, so those are going to be my 2 teams.
I see you. That's not too bad. I question your Pacers pick at number 4 because I don't think the Pacers, they could sleep in there, but Victor Oladipo ain't coming back to December, January. Okay. So I don't see that team making so much noise early on. I know they have a great system over there, but they lost some key pieces. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I know, because they lost Thaddeus Young too. So.
Right. So I'm going to go with this as my first seeding, my top seed in Eastern Conference. The Brooklyn Nets, okay, in 2021. And I hope y'all listen in 2021. Not 2020. 2021. All right, Toronto's going to be the first seed. If Kawhi comes back, I don't see that team getting dropped down. Kawhi's the man. He wants to be the man. He's going to stay the man. Milwaukee will be number 2. They got still a great coach. They got a great systems over there. I think losing Brogdon is going to hurt them a lot. I don't see them performing the same way, like you said. No 60 wins, but I think they'll still be a problem with Giannis. Boston, simply because of Kemba. Kemba ain't having no games to play. He's out here to get dubs. My 4th is going to be Miami because I think they're going to get Boogie and they're going to have Jimmy, and that's going to be a nice little 1-2 punch in Miami that's going to let everybody know we ain't playing because that team knows how to play basketball. It's been one of the better defensive teams in the league for the last couple of years now. By the way they practice hard, they push their players to the brink.
That's also why Jimmy went there.
Right, and he likes that culture, so I think they're going to make some noise. They might slip in there, and then my sleepers are going to be the Pacers and Sixers. Now, the reason why I have the Pacers in this, as a sleeper is because, again, like I said, Victor Oladipo, he ain't back till, mid-season. So I don't see that team making any noise until later in the second half. But I think, like you said, Brogdon and Victor Oladipo, problems. And then you got the Sixers. I like Josh Richardson. I really think this guy's a nice pooper. I think he's going to help Philly kind of be a problem. I think Philly got Al Horford for a certain reason. That's for Giannis and Kawhi. And they're trying to let teams know we're playing defense to get to shit. So, I see Philly.
I think that's what a lot of teams saw this season during the Raptors run, was that when you have 2 bigs on the court, it's kind of hard to guard them.
What wins you championships? Defense. So, you get defensive-minded players and you'll be blessed. So, that's what I'm going with. I mean, I still question your Dallas pick, man. I think you loco for that. I don't know what you're talking about with this Dallas in the sleeper. Dallas isn't a sleeper like that. Don't give me that. Don't give me the shoulders because Porzingis and Dantes ain't gonna do jack like that. Porzingis is too skinny. Okay, so and Dantes, they're gonna finish ninth.
Okay, so Dantes, what did he do by himself last year with no help?
Ninth. That's what he's gonna do.
No, they were like the 12th seed. No, sorry, they were like the 13th seed. You're right. You're totally right. I have nothing I have nothing to use this, but the New York Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis was a top 5 of my favorite players last year. Fair enough. So for me, I'm going to look at that and, hey, if he comes back healthy, if he comes back the player that he was in New York, that's a 1-2 punch you're not messing with.
Sure, if you want to go with that. But we'll see when the season starts, my folks.
Of course.
Johnny, as you always like to do, bring up them rapid-fire questions. Yeah. You already know it's that time of the year, my dog.
Before we start, I just want to put one thing out there.
What's up?
And we'll move on from it.
What's up?
Can you read it out loud?
I can't.
I'll put it for everyone to see. Kawhi Leonard says he wasn't a Lakers fan growing up. Okay. There we go. Moving on.
Sure. Where did you get that from?
Bleacher Report.
Now, how long ago was that?
How long ago was that posted?
November 3rd, 2018.
Shut up. Read the questions. Don't tell me something that happened in 2018.
Oh, you just said that he was a Lakers fan
He probably said that just because he doesn't want people to know that he's a Laker boy.
He's a Laker fan. You don't live in LA.
You don't go to San Diego State to not be a Lakers fan. Sorry.
Anyway.
Yeah, what's your first question?
I have a clip to play for you guys. I'm going to make you guys listen to it. And then I'll ask you the question. Ready?
like that's from the past.
Your last one.
Last one. And I think this is my favorite one.
Okay, bring it.
If you could Thanos snap one team out of the NBA, which would it be?
Oh, my sister's gonna hate me for this. Shout out to my lovely sister Crystal. The Knicks, goodbye. I don't want to hear about the Knicks anymore. I'm tired of the Knicks. Yep. James Dolan, idiots. Everybody on that team, idiots. Shout out Knicks. Snap, God, what about you?
You know what's funny? I got the Knicks too. Like,
wow.
I hate the Knicks. Like every time we go to New York, it's like this big the Knicks this. No, they're trash. They've been trash.
Yeah.
They don't do anything. So many years now. Lottery. Come on.
Brooklyn has like only one top 5 pick on their roster.
Brooklyn's better than
they made the playoffs.
That's embarrassing.
You guys had how many guys on your team for years and you still can't win a game?
They traded Porzingis like it was literally nothing. Like what the?
And I hope they better get KD and Kyrie. If they don't,
they're
gonna fail your friend. They're gonna suck. He called it. Failure.
Of course they weren't getting no damn pay.
Hold on.
Failure, friend. They're gonna sell the team. Sell them to Montreal. Let it be the Montreal Knicks.
That would be so sick.
Yeah, I think it would. So, we talked to my question.
What's up?
Since they didn't get KD, should they sell the Knicks?
Okay, so I would like to say yes, but I'd have a lot of people that would not like me in New York, and I have a lot of family in New York, so I don't want to die when I go to Brooklyn or Queens or the Bronx. All right, so I'm gonna say no because it's a historic franchise. They gotta keep that franchise in the league. Unfortunately, I think it's James Dolan that needs to go.
Yes.
Like I said before,
150%.
the man is an idiot. So, send that man out the room. Give me some, call me. I could be the owner.
I'm also gonna say no, and I will agree with Keane over here. They gotta get rid of their ownership. Yeah. If you look at players now, there's a lot of players that decide their free agency more on how the owners are gonna be with you throughout your contract, rather than the players you play with. Because the players you play with, it's possible that they could leave, traded, signed, whatever. Owner, the governors. That's what they want to call them now because owner is a bad.
Governor.
So James Dolan for sure. I don't think that if I could, that's what I would.
See, the Knicks are like America. They got Donald Trump, which is James Dolan, and they got a whole bunch of like Bhatti followers. And what's his name? Steve Mills and Perry. That I listen. Those guys are smart guys, but you're idiots. How do you let those two guys get away? I'm sorry. I want to talk about the Knicks.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Knicks.
I want to talk about the Knicks. I said button the Knicks for a reason. Okay. They're idiots. Next question. What do you ask? I see anyway.
Next one. So today, Klay Thompson underwent some successful surgery today.
Oh, okay.
But there's no timetable for his return. Obviously plays for the Warriors.
Yeah.
So no Klay, no more KD, no more Boogie. Is there a chance that the Golden State Warriors miss the playoffs?
No. Stop. But I will say this. I don't believe in Steph to lead this team to the promised land.
It's Draymond's team.
It's
Draymond's going to lead this team. If there's anyone that's going to lead it into the playoffs, it's going to be Draymond.
It may be Draymond. Draymond's going to have a hell of a year. They're going to have a problem with Draymond.
Yeah.
All right? I don't see, quite honest. He's going to be asking for the Supermax because he's going to make either all-NBA team or all-defensive NBA team. So I think it's just simply, they still make the playoffs. I think they'll probably be like a 6th seed, 7th seed, only because the West is so tough. But DeAndre Russell will help them kind of get over the top. But I wouldn't be shocked, and I'd be so happy if Steph Curry's not in the playoffs. Very happy. The NBA wouldn't miss it. They wouldn't care.
All right, next one. Give me your prediction date for Kawhi to sign.
What's the date today? The 2nd?
Tonight.
I'm going to go with Thursday, which is the 4th.
Tonight. Not the 4th. Tonight. The man's meeting with the Raptors today. After you have your last meeting, you don't need much more. You don't need more time to decide where you want to go.
You're right. No, you're right. But
tonight.
The only reason I'm saying the 4th is that we've seen it in the past, other than last season. The top free agent takes a while to sign. When did the year that Kevin Durant went to Golden State? Do you know what day he signed it?
What day?
The 4th. But that back then, July 1st was the free agent signing, not June the 30th.
So tonight, I think tonight or tomorrow for sure. It's within the next 24 hours he's going to get signed by a team. I don't think he'll wait any longer. It's between 3 teams, not friggin' 30. He's signing tonight.
All right. Final one.
Shoot.
So today is July 2nd.
Yeah.
And I want to try something new at the beginning of every month.
Okay.
So every beginning of the month, we're going to predict the finals matchup. So give me your way too early finals matchup.
You can go first so I can yell at you and not to cuss you out.
If Kawhi stays, Raptors, Lakers.
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
How many?
If I'm gonna go a little different here. If Kawhi doesn't stay, I'm gonna give you this one. I think it will be between, and this is where the NBA will be great again, between Boston and the Los Angeles Lakers, and the rivalry will be renewed. And it'll be Jason Tatum going against LeBron, and the world will be back to order. But let's be real, Kawhi's coming back. I think I'm gonna go Toronto versus Utah. Everyone went quiet there. Why y'all quiet for? Y'all think I'm crazy or what?
Not crazy, just that's your opinion.
It's Mike Conley. Listen, I know I said earlier that Mike Conley wasn't enough, and I did believe that. But when they signed that white boy that's a shooter, you got Joe Ingles and Bodan. I see a team that you got shooters on each corner. Devon Mitchell can do what he wants now. Right? And then you got a point guard that knows how to run an offense and get buckets. And you got a defensive big. I'll give them a little credit here. I think that team's going to make some noise. I think they'll do what Portland did last season and make a little bit of a run based on seedings and get lucky. And I think the Lakers might get upset this summer because, LeBron in the playoffs, you don't go against LeBron in the playoffs. But if they do slip up, I see Utah making it to the finals. And I think Toronto will win in 5. But if not that, Boston versus Lakers, 7 games, LeBron James wins again, and then he will have a 3-peat after that. Yeah, I said it.
Okay, you're done?
That's it.
Okay, are you ready to do your sound off, sir?
No.
Whenever you're ready.
I don't want to do this sound off. You know why? Because I get angry.
There's nothing to sound off?
You don't know why? I get sound off on 2 people right now. Okay, not 2 people. One person, organization. So I'm going to start with this. The Bucks. What are you doing? Hello? What are you doing? You let a young guard who fits your system perfectly walk to the Indiana Pacers. I don't care if he did a sign and trade. What are you doing? You could have kept Brogdon and still built for the future to build around Giannis. Brogdon was going to be your second or third star down the road, and you let him just walk. I don't get it.
And then they kept their poison in their point guard. Eric Bledsoe, they kept him.
I don't understand it. You had the GM of the year somehow, and you let that man walk away?
See, that's why I said he was a loser last week, because he clearly doesn't know
No. He's not a loser. He's a bean. There's a difference. He's a bean. So, I think Milwaukee's stupid, and I got a bone to pick with somebody here. My brother. Same birthday, my brother. Libra. Gang. Stephen A. Smith, what you doing? You supposed to be October 14th baby that knows better. What are you talking about? Toronto shouldn't be winning another championship. Shut up. I don't want to hear you. Because the Knicks didn't get nobody? Oh, that sucks. You know what? I remember being a Raptors fan for years and crying and saying, why can't we win? And we did. When's the last time the Knicks won?
71.
73. 1973. Sucks to be a Knicks fan. You could go home and cry and continue to cry. Because guess what? Max gave you the greatest gift of all time. A Julius Randle. So you can kiss my ass and keep that bullshit over
Max,
there.
you're a legend for that, eh?
Keep that bull over there. It's like nonsense about Toronto don't deserve another championship. You're like, hockey. Do you want to see my skin tone? I don't like hockey. Who wants to watch hockey here? You had how much people in the city of Toronto in the parade? Millions.
3.4 million?
3.4.
That's 8% of Canada's population came out to support the parade. Apparently, the Stephen A. Smith thinks that hockey's
We like hockey.
There's no doubt about it. We're a Canadian country where we do like hockey. But, but there's how many? 7 Canadian hockey teams. How many basketball teams?
Let me tell you something, Stephen A. Boy, if you don't shut that mouth of yours, I'm going to disown you on the 14th. You're not allowed to be speaking like that, and you on October 14th. Don't piss me off. You and Usher been pissing me off. But I got you. I got you. Now I'm going to represent the Libras out here. I got you.
I also think that he's salty because we play in the same division as the Raptors, the Knicks.
I don't want to hear about you salty. He's just salty all the time.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
He's salty all the time. I don't want to hear from him no more. I don't want to hear it. 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 Go on. I'm going on. I'm leaving.
We're going to go to our last segment after Kareem's going to leave apparently. Which will be the winners and the losers of the week. So for this one, I'm just going to choose 3 teams that I felt won free agency. I'm going to choose 3 teams that kind of lost free agency. My first team, I think it's the most obvious answer, the Brooklyn Nets. You go out, you sign 2 of the top 10 free agent players that you can sign. You already won. I'm not going to even go into what else they did. Obviously, signing DeAndre Jordan was a big thing for them too. But right there, they won.
I had to do it for you.
They got 2 nice players. One's obviously not going to play next season. But in the future, 2021, Brooklyn Nets probably going to be your champs. My next winner is going to be New Orleans.
Yeah.
After the whole thing happened last season with Anthony Davis, the New Orleans Pelicans were one of those franchises that were like at the bottom, the laughing stock of the NBA world. I don't know if people wanted to play with them for them anymore. I don't know if you could get a free agent to go there. Management was kind of effed up.
Yeah.
Ownership is the NBA, so they're already effed up.
Yeah.
Getting Zion for them, I think, was like the big like goose egg that they needed to get, because with losing Anthony Davis, like,
and don't forget Lonzo.
Before the trade actually happened, it seemed like they were just gonna like
lose
Anthony Davis. They weren't gonna actually get a lot for him. After the trade happened, you saw what they got back. They got back 3 first-rounders, Lonzo, Ingram, and Josh Hart. Those are all players that you can put into your starting lineup, and they'll produce.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ingram's going to be that scorer now that he really needs to be going forward to his next step of being able to be a good basketball player, period. You said enough about Lonzo, and I agree. He's a great transitional player. He's going to be a top point guard, maybe when it's all said and done.
Star.
And then you have Zion, right? So obviously the Knicks, what they did, they took whatever that negativity was last season, where everyone was making fun of them and whatever it was, to now David Griffin maybe being the executive of the year next year, because he also might have the rookie of the year as well. So, and then my last team, which is gonna be my winner. We already talked about this team, but I just want to let you know how much I actually really like what they did, was Utah. So now you have Utah, your shooting guard. 2 years ago they drafted him. He was part of a Denver trade. Regardless, he's a Utah Jazz now. Okay, he's clearly shown that he could be a leader. He's clearly shown that he's the first option on the team. Even last year when they started off slow, I think they were 11th or something like that, and then they finished 5th. So for that, it was like, it's a big thing. Now you add a point guard, an established point guard in our league, who's still in his prime, who can run an offense. We put him with a player like that, where now Devon doesn't actually have to create it himself. You could just be a catch and shoot, and he's ridiculous at catch and shoot. And then you have obviously Joe Ingles. You have that white boy shooter from Indiana. I thought they did a great thing for them to be considered a good team in the West. So those were my 3 teams that are going to be my winners. Now I'm going to do 3 teams that were my losers. First, I'm going to start with Washington. I don't like Washington already. I think Raptor fans know that. Their Bradley Beal and John Wall just irritate the shit out of me. Like, even though I respect Bradley Beal, I still don't like John Wall.
They're like brothers that don't like each other.
That's it. That's really what it is. Now, the reason I'm going to consider them a loser is because of this. John Wall's your all-star point guard, right?
Yeah.
You've been talking about possibly trading him, but no one wants that contract. For obvious reasons. Too much money. Too long for a player who doesn't have a consistent jumper. And his speed is really his biggest asset, right? Transition, he'll kill you. Like, he just takes a couple dribbles and he's down the court. He's out for the whole year. Like, he's not coming back this year. Same thing what happened to KD happened to John Wall. Tell me why you guys signed Isaiah Thomas.
Wait, what?
They signed Isaiah Thomas.
Why are you getting mad for that?
Okay, so since Isaiah Thomas left Boston, has Isaiah Thomas been a player that could lead a team?
No.
Because of Brad Stevens and his system. Yes? Yes or no? Now, I don't know about Washington. I don't know their coaching staff that well. But I'll tell you right now, I don't see Isaiah Thomas being a good fit.
Okay, so I'm going to argue on that point. Because now you got me fired up. They got Scott Brooks, who knows how to coach point guards. He was a point guard in the NBA.
Okay.
He understands how they roll. He'll be fine with Isaiah Thomas. Also, they signed the man to a 1-year bloody deal.
Okay, that's fine. So again, you're talking about a player who's in his prime. You're signing him to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
And now if he leaves that 1 year, if they had success or not, that 1 year of having Isaiah Thomas as your point guard.
Right. You have John Wall coming back.
I don't know. I just thought they could have made a little bit better changes.
100%.
They could have went out and got a point guard.
It's still stupid too.
We'll see. I'm also waiting for when John Wall comes back. That's the main thing, right? My second loser is going to be the Knicks. I'm not even going to go into it. You guys suck. You guys talk every single year. Oh, we're going to get this player. We're going to get that player. We're going to sign this player. We're going to trade. No, you guys don't do shit all. I remember in 2010, when LeBron became a free agent, how the Knicks were the team. The Knicks were going to give LeBron this. The Knicks were going to give LeBron that. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. Who did they sign that year? Amari Stoudemire. A player that was well past his prime, but they gave him prime money.
Yep.
That's fine. You guys want to waste money? You guys think you're like this shit because you're one of the older franchises in America and whatnot. You guys make so much money because you guys play out of Madison Square Garden and that's the mecca of basketball. You guys don't do anything. Okay? Every year it's the same nonsense.
Yeah.
And now I feel bad for that one Canadian kid that has got to go play there and has to establish himself. The minute he does something bad, he's going to get absolutely railed. Absolutely railed. And I feel so bad for him. But what can you do? It's the Knicks. That's just how their fans are.
Yeah.
My last team, and I know I picked them as my winner, is Brooklyn. Brooklyn's going to be a loser for me as well. Now, they took a big chance, right? They went out, they got Kyrie, they got Kevin Durant, they got DeAndre Jordan.
They want to swing.
They really swung for the fences. Like, they made that team a legit contender where, like, people are not going to talk shit about them no more. It's not going to be, hey, this and that. The reason I'm going to choose them as a loser, and I'll tell you why, is because of chemistry. Last year, if I'm not wrong, tell me that bench, even though it was a shit-ass bench, tell me they didn't have the best chemistry in the league. Tell me that one time, every time a man did something, that entire bench was up, dancing, fooling around, enjoying themselves. Now you're gonna add a player like Kyrie, who's gonna have to change. His leadership's not the same as D'Lo, right?
Listen, hold on.
No, I'm not done. No, let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you have a player like Kyrie, whose leadership we saw in Boston is going to be questioned now. Okay, especially with Kevin Durant not there. Secondly, Jared Allen, I thought was becoming one of the better shot blockers in our league. Now he's going to have to play behind DeAndre Jordan. Those minutes are going to kill him because he's not going to get that same PT he was as a starting center for the Brooklyn Nets. Third, Spencer Dinwiddie. He's a really good player. He really is a good player. And now with Kyrie there, with Kyrie needing the ball in his hand, next season when Kevin Durant comes back, Kevin Durant needing the ball in his hand, Spencer's not going to be able to do what he wants. That's it. He could be a six-man. It's possible. Like, I can say that. I can see him coming off the bench. But he could start, let's be honest.
Whoa. I understand you want to make them your loser, but you went deep and way too deep. I'm going to tell you this right now. Who's recruited Kyrie to Brooklyn? Say his name. You just said it. Say his name.
Apparently Spencer Dinwiddie.
Okay. Who did he play with last year as a ball-dominant point guard?
Who?
D'Lo.
Oh, I think, man, okay. All right.
So, I think him and Kyrie will be fine.
D'Lo's passing game's a little
I think him and Kyrie will be fine. Also, Jared Allen. Nice player. But come on. DeAndre Jordan can help this kid groom into a star now. He had no one teaching him before. He was just blocking shots. He didn't put up points.
Because he doesn't, like, his offensive game is not, he's not a shooting big.
If you're in the business to win, you can't have
don't get twisted. There's a reason I picked him as my winner.
Yeah.
Right? But my only thing is, the amount of chemistry that you hurt with this move, just by bringing two players at this stature, I just don't know how Brooklyn's gonna survive.
I think
my reason for bringing this chemistry thing is because with Kyrie, right? We've seen Kevin Durant go to another team, and he left his ego at the door. He became part of that team until Draymond told him to fuck off. I think. But with Kyrie's gonna come in. Kyrie's gonna come in entitled. It's his hometown, so right away it's going to be his team.
I think that's a little, but that's the thing. I understand where you come from, and it's true. You know, Kyrie he fucked up in Boston. Let's be real. He shot the bed. But I think one thing about being a human being, especially being a player at that level, you learn from your mistakes.
Absolutely.
And I think he realized, especially now realizing what LeBron was going through, he realized I got to respect that man more. So I think going to Brooklyn, he'll know a little better. And also it's the fact that, he's got his girlfriend around him all the time. He see the man rocking.
Well, yeah, I know. I follow him.
He's loving off his girl, and she looks sweet.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
my point is that he looks different. He understands culture now. He's playing at home. He understands there's a chip on his shoulder. He has something to prove. He's got a bunch of guys in Brooklyn that actually went out and got him when he went to the club in Brooklyn. And no one wanted to talk about that really hard. But I remember reading the sources. They all went to the same club, different rooms and sections, but they then went in the back and talked. I'm just saying, I think Kyrie's going to be comfortable there. I think chemistry won't be an issue because they're all dogs. They all have something to prove in Brooklyn. So I understand the losing part of chemistry. I get it. You're hurt your team because they're young and building up. But you know what I realized about basketball? You want to wait 5 years to try to win, or you want to win now? You want to win now. And we can't be hypocrites because...
I know. I get where Toronto...
Right.
We're trying to make that move.
But that's a little different of a situation,
that's what I'm
right?
saying,
Kawhi likes Toronto.
Okay, so look at it in my point of view. What I'm trying to say is, if you keep D'Lo, you keep Spencer, you keep Jared, you keep that core with Karis LeVert as well. You help them develop and you help them build chemistry together. It won't only become a point about winning. It'll be a point where they're going to conference finals every year. That's what I saw in the Nets. They were missing maybe a little here and there role players. Look at DeMarre Carroll. DeMarre Carroll played the best in Brooklyn that I've seen since Atlanta. Let's be honest, right? So it was here and there those role players that were missing that would have taken them over the hump. I get it. You're right. You want to win now. You want to be competitive. I get all that.
And you're completely right. And let's be real. If Brooklyn wanted to keep that young core together going forward, they could have and built something for the next couple of years, especially the fact that Durant's not going to be playing this year. Yeah. But if I am the Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant says, I'm signing here, but you got to do me one favor. You need to bring my dog with me.
Well, I think it was the other way around.
What?
Because, so the rumors before they signed in Brooklyn was that Brooklyn would not offer a contract to Kyrie if Kevin Durant was.
I'm not talking about Kyrie.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about DeAndre Jordan.
Okay.
If you say you want DeAndre Jordan,
but definitely.
The governor of Brooklyn and the GM, what's his name, Sean Marks, on their knees barking like dogs. Please come, please come to Brooklyn. We'll give you whatever you want. You are a 2-time Finals MVP. The Knicks done messed up. We understand your value. Come. You want everybody? You want LeBron too? We call LeBron next year. Okay, we bring him next year. Not now, next year. So, I understand where they're coming. They said, we got to go all in now. I know they did what they did back then with, Paul Pierce and Garnett. Yeah. But there's a difference. You got guys that are still young, ready to come up. And you got Kyrie that will take over this team when Durant's out of his prime. So, I think they'll be fine going forward. Jared Allen, he's good, but he ain't no star. I'm sorry, that ain't gonna happen. But you got a good point. I think you still trust him. I think he's going to be a big time player for them. But he needs a veteran at the big position, a guy that plays the same way as him, DeAndre Jordan, to help teach him how to be a proper big in this league going forward and add a little bit more to his offensive game. So I think that could still work out in his favor. But we'll see. Right? It's a 50-50 swing. They either win or they lose this free to see what they did. I think this could be a little bit of a win. But hey, anything can happen in a game of basketball. We know this.
That's fair.
So we'll see what happens. I know free agency isn't done yet. There's still some big moves. There's one person we got to keep an eye on before we end the show is Danny Green, because if Danny Green goes somewhere, I think the city of Toronto will start crying again, and we're all going to be like, all right, we're just going to go and just, blow up everything. might as well just have a riot if Kawhi leaves.
Well, yeah, no, I think if Danny Green's gone, then it's obvious Kawhi left too.
Kawhi gone. So, but that's okay. We'll see what happens.
I think that's it for this storm part of our show.
No, it's not. You know why it's not it? Hold on. Wait.
This guy starts to play the song, right?
All right, guys. Thank you for being on the show with us as usual. Please like and subscribe. Comment as well. Let us know what you see and what you hear and what you don't like and all that crap. Thank you again. See you soon.
Take care.